Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Spurs Up Show, the best Gamecocks podcast on the internet. Today is Wednesday, October the 7th, 2020. On today's show, it is Wednesday. We're talking gambling. Best bet for South Carolina Vanderbilt. Gamecocks almost a 2-touchdown favorite in this football game. I'll tell you guys where you find the value when the Gamecocks take on the Commodores. Also, SEC gambling picks, another winning weekend last weekend. We're 8-6 overall. We're feeling pretty good. I'm going for an undefeated week this week, though. Bring your bookie to his knees as I give you my SEC gambling picks for week 6 of the SEC football season. Before we get to everything, this is a podcast seen to you by our friends over at MyBookie. Guys, this is the perfect time to place bets right now because everything is going on. All the sports are going on. MLB playoffs, NBA finals, college football, NFL, literally anything and everything you can think of, you can bet on it at MyBookie. That can only mean one thing. It is winning season. Winning season means doubling your first deposit. Winning season means free bets, super contest, survivor, and more. At MyBookie, winning season is all about your chance to win big. Guys, like I said, you can bet anything. Bet NBA finals, Major League Baseball playoffs, UFC, college football, NFL, whatever it is, anything and everything you can bet it. The craziest sports time of your lifetime is here. Guys, it's simple. Make your picks, win big, collect your cash. Invest in your intuition. Select from hundreds of future bets, or you can bet games in real time with MyBookie's live betting. Put that big brain of yours to good use. Guys, you guys are smart. You know who's going to win these football games. Put that brain to good use. Go to mybookie.ag. That's mybookie.ag. Use promo code Gamecocks to double your first deposit, and new players get up to $1,000 in free play. So, guys, you put in $500, they're going to match it with $500 in free play. You put in $1,000, they're going to match it with $1,000 in free play. It's really that simple. And, guys, the free play, it's literally that, a free play. If you put $1,000 on South Carolina to beat Vandy this weekend, and there's an upset, or you don't hit a certain bet, guess what? The money doesn't come out of your account, but if you win, you get that money. It's that simple. It's a win-win. It's designed to add more excitement to the sports you love and the games you bet. Thousands across sports wagers, props, and parlays await. Sign up now to bet with the best and celebrate your victory. Again, guys, that is mybookie.ag, promo code Gamecocks. Mybookie.ag, promo code Gamecocks. Your winning season begins today only at MyBookie. Let's get it. What is up, guys? I'm Chris Phillips, host of the Spurs Up Show. As always, appreciate you all tuning in. We have a packed show. Obviously, it is Wednesday. We're talking gambling, trying to beat the bookie, trying to win some bets this week, and I'm very, very excited to talk to you here on a hump day. First off, hope you're all having a fantastic week. Again, coming to you on a Wednesday, this October the 7th. We're already a week through October, which just feels insane to say. But again, hope you guys are having a fantastic week. I know I am. Obviously watching some playoff baseball. We got a lot of stuff going on right now with South Carolina getting ready to take on Vanderbilt. So there's a lot going on. And again, today we are focused on the gambling side of things. We're talking best bet, talking SEC gambling picks. Very excited to get into that. As always, before we get into everything, housekeeping items really quickly. If you have not done so, take 5 seconds out of your day. Go rate the show. Go leave 5 stars, your thoughts, your feedback, whatever. It does not matter the platform. iTunes, Spotify, Stitcher, Google Play, whatever it may be. Take 5 seconds. Leave 5 stars. Again, your thoughts, your feedback. There's things you like, things you don't like, things you want to hear more of, less of. That's a great place to do it. We're creeping slowly to 350 reviews. I'd love to get to 500 by the end of the season. 500 is my goal as far as reviews are. If you guys could do that again, just take 2 seconds out of your day. You don't even have to write a review. Just leave 5 stars. Really, really do appreciate it. Those who've already done so, appreciate you doing so as well. And also, if you're not subscribed and you're tuned in, be sure you hammer that subscribe button. Again, iTunes, Spotify, Stitcher, Google Play, whatever it is. Also, on YouTube, a ton of people are listening on YouTube, which I really appreciate. I'd love for us to hit 1,000 subscribers. If you're not subscribed on YouTube, please go hit the subscribe button on YouTube. I would truly appreciate that as well. So again, rate, subscribe. Appreciate you guys have already done so. Also, just a quick reminder, the watch party this Saturday officially put out the graphic Tuesday around lunchtime or so, but we're doing the exact same thing as we did last week. This Saturday at Overtime Bar and Grill. Doors open at 11, kickoff at noon. I'll be going live for my pregame show, the Daily Crow pregame USC at Vandy, 11 to 11:30. That can be found on Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube, 11 to 11:30. And then immediately following the game, I will have the post-game show as well. But if you're in the city, come on out to Overtime Bar and Grill. Plenty of great drink specials, food specials. It's a really dope venue. It's a really, really good time. I'll be there, obviously. Doors open at 11, kickoff at noon. Going to be a really, really good time. So if you're in the city, you need a spot to watch the game, come on out to Overtime Bar and Grill. Going to be a lot of fun. All right, let's go ahead and dive into it. Let's win you guys some money. And, of course, we've got to start with the best bet. Best bet for South Carolina Vanderbilt Gamecocks, looking to get their first win of the 2020 football season, as is Vandy. Vandy thus far 0-2 with losses to Texas A&M and LSU. South Carolina in this one, a 12.5-point favorite. Even after back-to-back losses, a 12.5-point favorite. Over-under set at 42.5, and obviously this game being played in Nashville. I'm going to break down the Commodores in total tomorrow, obviously, on the preview show for the game. But this one, you take a look at the numbers. And obviously, we all hear the chatter this week, the talk about Will Muschamp, his incompetencies as far as the end of the game against Florida, the clock mismanagement, all that stuff. I think you guys are going to be very, very surprised at my pick in this football game. First off, you take a look at the over-under. This total is extremely low for a college game. 42.5 is the total. Crazy low. You know, we saw the over-under at 45 for Georgia-Auburn, which I said was one of my favorite picks of the week last week, and it did end up hitting. Georgia's defense is phenomenal. We're going to talk about that in just a second. Obviously, we get to the SEC gambling picks, but this total, it's so low for a college game. And you come in this one, Vandy, not very strong on offense. Obviously, we all know that. The Gamecocks, you feel like, are the more talented team, but obviously they're reeling right now. The questions about Will Muschamp's future, stuff like that. My pick in this game, my best bet, again, 1-1 on the best bet so far. We hit on Tennessee. We lost last week on the Florida game. Take the Gamecocks minus 12.5 to cover. I honestly, this feels like one of those spots, okay? This feels like, and I know you're probably like, wow, Chris, I can't believe it because how you've talked about the team. So if you go back after my comments after Florida, I think there's a lot of talent on this football team. I think there's talent on this Gamecocks football team. Vanderbilt program right now under Derek Mason, you know, they've got their own issues. They've got their own questions. I think the Gamecocks, top to bottom, and I don't think anybody would debate this, are a more talented football team. Now the question remains, can Will Muschamp and that coaching staff get out of their own ways? Can they just go let their athletes make plays on Saturday? I think this is one, and again, I hate to spoil sort of my prediction for Friday right now, but the best bet in this one, Gamecocks minus 12.5. I think South Carolina does bounce back in a big way. They've been hearing all the chatter, all the uncertainty. South Carolina has done some really good things offensively the first 2 weeks. I think if they stick to the offensive game plan, which should be feed the ball to Kevin Harris, find creative ways to get the ball to Shi Smith in space. Hopefully, obviously, you can get guys like Leggett, Rico Powers, some of these other guys involved so you can find some other weapons. But I think the game, and especially the way the offensive line looked so much better last week as well, I think South Carolina will be determined to make a statement this. And I'll be honest with you guys, I think South Carolina is either going to win this game by 2 touchdowns or more, or they're going to lose. You're either going to see a team come out motivated, fired up, with a chip on their shoulder, ready to prove people wrong and take care of business against Vandy, or you're going to see a team that's extremely uninspired, looks like they've been beaten down by the press clippings, by the media, by everything everybody's saying. You know, you'll see that South Carolina has just completely lost the locker room and they will lose. I think it's going to be the latter. I think South Carolina is going to win this football game. I've got them best bet covering the 12.5. I don't think even Will Muschamp can mess this one up because I think the Gamecocks are just that much more talented than Vanderbilt. Also, you have to think about this as well. South Carolina, no matter how bad they have been, no matter how bad South Carolina has been, they have found a way to beat Vanderbilt and a lot of times beat them handily. So I don't know what it is, but South Carolina just owns Vanderbilt. They've got their number. There'll be no crowd at this game, obviously, which really doesn't matter because there aren't really crowds at Vanderbilt games anyways. But my best bet in this one, again, maybe to the surprise of some of you, hammer, and I mean hammer the Gamecocks, minus 12.5. I think, again, they bounce back in a big way, get their first one of the season, maybe get some momentum and just something to feel good about beating up on Vanderbilt, taking out their frustrations from the first 2 weeks, taking it out on the Commodore. So that's my best bet for the weekend for South Carolina Vandy. USC minus 12.5. Lock it in. All right, Let's get in the SEC gambling picks. Like I said at the beginning of the show, 4-3 last week, so back-to-back 4-3 weeks, which puts us at 8-6 overall. So I would say a pretty solid start for the year. Nothing crazy, but I'm trying to go undefeated this week. We're trying to go undefeated. Let's start in College Station, Texas, Florida, traveling to College Station, taking on the Texas A&M Aggies. The Gators are a 6.5-point favorite, over-under set at 58 in this game. You know, I was tempted off the jump because you look at this, I'm like, oh, no-brainer, Florida minus 6.5. But the Gators have questions. The Gators have questions defensively. We know they're going to score. We just saw it. Kyle Trask, Kyle Pitts, Kadarius Toney, that group, they're going to score points. On the other side, you have Kellen Mond, a Jimbo Fisher offense. You know, they just put up a lot of points against Alabama's defense, might add. Over 58 is the no-brainer play in this one. I think this is a 38-31, maybe like a 41-38 type of game, back and forth. I think Florida's going to get the win, but don't even worry about the spread. Take the over 58. Over 58, we'll see a lot of points in College Station this weekend. Tennessee at Georgia. Georgia minus 12. Over-under set at 43.5. And by the way, pat me on the back. What a pick. Georgia-Auburn last week, the under. It was a no-brainer. It hit. I told you guys to hammer the under 45 in that one, and it hit with ease. With ease. Now, Georgia, home again. In a big rivalry game, 3:30 kick on CBS, taking on the Tennessee Volunteers. Tennessee feeling real good about themselves. Beat South Carolina week 1 in Williams-Brice. Beat up on Missouri last week. They bullied them. The return of Cade Mays you saw on the offensive line. That was really, really big for them. Tennessee fans feel like Tennessee football is back. I say not so fast, my friend, to steal the phrase from Lee Corso. I think Georgia steamrolls Tennessee. I think Georgia is going to steamroll Tennessee. Take Georgia minus 12. Tennessee will not be able to push Georgia around. They will not be able to run the football, which is going to put this game on the arm of Jarrett Garantano. And unlike South Carolina's defense that couldn't get any turnovers off of Jarrett Garantano, I expect Georgia's defense and that secondary, did you watch them against Auburn? They are going to have a field day against Jarrett Garantano. Georgia minus 12. That is easy money. The dogs at home are going to blast Tennessee yet again. I'm not sold on Tennessee at all, if you cannot tell. Arkansas at Auburn. Auburn a 14-point favorite, over-under set at 46.5. Obviously, Auburn coming off of that really, really tough loss to Georgia. They look terribly offensively. And then Arkansas, their first SEC win. Kudos to the Razorbacks. Their first SEC win in what, like 2 years, I think? It will be short-lived, though. They're not getting back-to-back SEC wins. Give me Auburn minus 14. Auburn returning home. I think they'll get the offense figured out. I think they'll get the offense clicking. Bo Nix will have a bounce-back game. Chad Morris will have those guys ready to go. Gus Malzahn, he will have his team ready to go, and I think Auburn gets a big win at home. Take the Tigers minus 14. Bama at Ole Miss. Bama, 22.5-point favorite. Over-under set at 67.5. Really big spread here. What an intriguing game, right? Nick Saban against Lane Kiffin. We all know the storyline. The guys working together. This game is in Oxford. What type of game do we have? Could Ole Miss pull a big upset? Don't even worry about the spread. Defense is optional in this football game. We saw Ole Miss, what they've done thus far, what they did to Kentucky's defense, which was one of the best in the SEC last year. Matt Corral, John Raj Plumlee. Lane Kiffin will have his best game plan ready to go against Nick Saban. And then Bama's offense, I mean, what can you say? Mac Jones, fantastic quarterback. They've been scoring at will this season. Over 67.5. Play it, hammer it. It's a lot of points, sure, but I expect this to be a offensive showcase in Oxford this weekend. So take the over 67.5, Bama and Ole Miss. Mississippi State at Kentucky. Kentucky a 2.5-point favorite, over-under set at 58.5. Kentucky coming off a heartbreaking, and I mean a heartbreaking loss to just mention Ole Miss. Mississippi State, by the way, coming off of that really tough loss against Arkansas. Mississippi State with the air raid, with Mike Leach, they're going to try to throw it. Kentucky, here's a stat for you. Top 10 in pass defense in the entire country a year ago. I swear to God, Kentucky, if you burn me again, I'm not betting on you the rest of the season. But I just have to believe Kentucky is a better football team than what they've shown to this point. I've got the Cats. They're in desperation mode. They're sitting at 0-2 right now. This was a team that some people were picking to go 6-4 on the year. They have to have this win at home. Kentucky has to have it. Give me the Wildcats to cover -2. They are favored in this game, too. 2.5-point favorites. They will cover the 2.5. Again, they are desperate. They're a team that absolutely needs this win at home, and I've got Kentucky doing so -2.5. Like I said, I think I've bet on Kentucky every single weekend. Kentucky, if you burn me this weekend, we're done. We are done. This toxic relationship we have going on is done. UK -2.5. That is the play this weekend. Final game. Missouri traveling to Baton Rouge to take on the LSU Tigers. LSU a 20.5-point favorite. Over-under set at 51. This play is pretty simple, guys. Mizzou sucks. Mizzou sucks. Like, there's no other way to put it. Missouri is terrible. I think LSU, after a rough first game against Mississippi State, obviously, found their footing. And I know it was Vanderbilt, yes, but they found their footing a bit. They found out what they needed to do, whatever. They got back on track. Miles Brennan's the real deal. I like the Tigers at home to cover 20.5. I like LSU -20.5. Cover that. Again, Missouri is not a good football team. LSU will have a field day against the Tigers. And I think LSU will do a lot similar to what Tennessee did in Missouri, and that's push them around. So give me LSU -20.5 to cover big time at home against Mizzou. All right, that's it for the SEC Gambling Picks, and that's it for this show, guys. Appreciate you all tuning in. I will say last thing really quickly. If you need tickets to any sporting event, but certainly South Carolina Gamecocks, any of the games left this season, use our friends at SeatGeek. They're changing the game when it comes to ticket buying. Go download the SeatGeek app. Go to SeatGeek.com. Use the promo code Spurs Up. You're going to save $20 off your first purchase. Guys, like I said, the tickets right now, by the way, really expensive. And USC's having trouble selling them, which is very, very interesting. But if you want to go through SeatGeek, again, I'm saving you $20. They have a great ticket rating system, which rates the tickets for you based on the type of deal you're getting, guys. So never again do you have to worry about scalping. Obviously, nobody's scalping. Nobody's using paper tickets. But you know you're going to get the best bang for your buck because they're going to show you exactly where you're sitting, what you're paying, what people around you are paying, and they literally have a deal score. So they're going to tell you, hey, this is a really, really good deal. You better buy these tickets. Or are you an idiot? Those tickets are overpriced. Don't buy them. They really do all the work for you. And again, they're going to give you that peace of mind so you know when you click the buy button, you are getting the best bang for your buck. And like I said, I'm saving you money. I'm putting $20 in your pocket to use on gas, food, beer in the stadium. If you don't drink a Coke in the state, like whatever you want, you got $20 for it. So again, that's our friends at SeatGeek. Go download the SeatGeek app. Go to SeatGeek.com. Use the promo code Spurs Up. That's SPRSUP to save $20 off your first purchase. Guys, appreciate it. As always, I'm Chris Phillips, the Spurs Up Show. Let's beat the bookies' ass this weekend, by the way. Appreciate you guys tuning in, and we will talk to you tomorrow. Thanks so much.